Let's go, Rider Nation.
I'm ready. I'm ready. Yeah, here we go. Here we go. It's a feeling now. Get 'em high, get 'em low, 'cause we're dealing now. Everybody's giving it all they got, 'cause we're ready.
It is finally here, Grey Cup Sunday. We've finally made it. It's been one hell of a week. Let me just put it that way. And I'm not even the guy that's traveling or has the kids in shows and everything. So I can only imagine how you guys are feeling.
This week has been a hell of a month.
A marathon and a sprint, like I keep on explaining it. It's everything seems like coming at you so fast, but it's been a long slog all week.
Well, let's start with the nerves. Greg, how are you feeling going into the game?
Bit of watching everything all week, bit of FOMO, feeling kind of cautiously optimistic, but then I realize this is the Riders and they're not going to make it easy on us. So I know when I finally get there and I'm at the stadium looking at that field, I'll probably be white knuckling the entire game. I just know I will be.
I'm gonna say the pregame jitters have hit hard. Today has been a slog. Tomorrow is going to be even tougher, but it's worth it to be able to celebrate a Grey Cup game, something we haven't done in so long. So I'll take this stress of Grey Cup week any day. It is a lot easier from home, though. It'd be a lot worse in Winnipeg right now.
Yeah, it's finally hit me that they're just like it's finally here. It's finally here. So nerves are there for sure. But it's one of those optimistic things. I feel pretty good. Just a little bit of nervousness, though.
Well, that's it. Like I'm still confident. Like this team is still a very good team. They were the best team, are the best team in the league for a reason. But at the same time, we've seen this before. Like we've ridered before. Like this game can only go one
Montreal before.
Yeah, this game can only go one of two ways. It's either a field goal game or it's a blowout, but usually not in our favor. Like there's no way where I can see us putting the pedal down and just boot stomping Montreal. And it's just
wouldn't that be a fitting end to the season though? Because this team has not made it easy on themselves. They've had games that shouldn't have been as close as they were. Both wins and losses, honestly.
Yeah.
Wouldn't it be fitting for them to finally have that one game where they put all three phases together and just absolutely went out and dominated? I'm not betting on it, that's for sure. No. But that would be very, very fitting.
Yes, please.
Yeah.
No, don't get me wrong. I would love to be able to kick up my feet at Princess Auto at halftime, enjoy MGK, whatever the hell that is, and just wait for the trophy presentation. I would love that, but like I said, we've done this before. Like,
yeah, that ain't gonna happen. It's gonna be one hell of a game. I think it's gonna be really close. The depth charts came out, and the news, obviously, for the Riders, the most important news is that Keyshawn Johnson not playing in the Grey Cup. Neither is Joe Robustelli, both with injuries there. It looked like Johnson was kind of on his way to start the week on Wednesday during practice one, where he was in for the first half, and then he never saw the field again for the rest of the week. So a big loss for the Riders offense, but this team is so deep at receiver that we haven't really, outside of game one, or like the first two plays of game one, have we had our starting five all season? No, we really haven't. So not that it doesn't worry me, but like I do wish that Keyshawn was in the starting lineup and Trevor had all of his best assets with him, but it's not like this is a oh crap, we're without him scenario.
Well, the good news is the way a Mark Mueller offense is built, you can basically plug anybody in there and they're going to have some form of success. And the guys that they've plugged in time after time, you're a Joe Joes, you're Tommy Nields, you're even Del Duncan Busby, Joe Robustelli at a point, no matter who they've plugged in, this offense has seemed to continue rolling to an extent, more so in the second half of the season. with that in mind, yes, Keyshawn Johnson would be obviously very welcome back on the roster, but I'm not as concerned as I thought I would be yet earlier today when the depth chart came out. I've kind of worked myself into the comfort zone.
Well, and the way I'm looking at it right now is, if you look at the last couple of games, this essentially is their receiving group minus the switch over a Joe after Robicelli got injured, obviously, very early, especially in the West Final. You have a Joe in there instead of DDB, and unfortunately, I think that's because DDB, I don't say played himself off the roster there, but he
did.
Yeah, he had some drops in situations where he shouldn't have drops. I also think part of the reason why Joe's in there this week for this game, is because this is probably going to be an AJ Ouellette game. I'm hoping it's an AJ Ouellette game, and the Joe as a blocking receiver is next level. There's very few on the team that do it better. Sam Emilus might be the answer to that question, but he's also going to be your deep threat guy. So bringing a Joe in there just gives you that extra oomph on the run game.
Yeah, a Joe getting in the starting roster, and he was in the starting roster in that September 13th game against Montreal. Yeah, we lost that game, but he had 8 catches for 95 yards. Ouellette had 16 carries for 90 yards and a touchdown in that game. So, I mean, that's not a bad thing to kind of look forward to. Mitch Picton obviously getting the backup role as Canadian receiver in for Del Duncan Busby, like you mentioned, Greg. And to me, that's just it's another veteran, which is great. Picton knows all of the receiver spots. He knows the playbook from every spot there. And I think it's a good security blanket to have Mitch Picton as the backup in this game. Steve, thoughts on the receivers?
You know, I actually like having Mitch Picton in there. I can't remember if it was last year or the year before, but we heard the comments that he was almost too valuable as a backup to be a starter because he could fill in at all 5 spots.
Which is crazy to hear.
Right? Like it's such a weird thing to say, but it makes sense because he can fill in admirably at all 5 spots. He is the ultimate backup as a receiver, and he's consistent, he's reliable. And that's what you want out of a guy. If somebody gets hurt and you need somebody to step in, you want somebody who is reliable. And Picton's been that his entire career. So across the board, I like it. Obviously, again, I'd rather have Keyshawn Johnson in there over a Joe, but this is a solid group.
And really, it's fourth quarter Mitch for a reason. Like, come on, guys.
The good thing is still having Dante Myers in this one, because like I said, when we started doing the preview, Dante Myers against Montreal in his career, the 3 games, 5 catches for 136 yards, 7 for 89 and a touchdown, 8 for 101 last year. So this is a guy who has, in a very short time, figured out the Noel Thorpe defense and how to exploit it along with Trevor Harris. So I think he's poised to have a very solid game. But to further that chat on the receivers, starting the 4 Canadian receivers now does have a wrinkle effect to the defense. And that allows Mike Rose to play at every snap at defensive tackle and not have to be listed as a designated American, which he was last week. Ali Saad got the start last week. Rose was only able to come in for 25 snaps. Now, no snap restrictions. So you got your best, healthiest bodies available for you for the entire game. And you turn an unfortunate situation into a positive, and that's exactly what this is. Greg, what do you think with the trickle-down effect there with Mike Rose being able to play the whole game?
Well, that's it. Like when that depth chart came out, everyone was focusing on Keyshawn out and Robicelli out. I looked at that defense and going, this is their best possible defense. You do not need to worry about gimmicks or rotations on this. You've got Rivas at safety. You got Campbell out there. You got Milligan. You got Brooks Jr. You've got Thurman. You've got AJ. Like this defense is the defense. And Habib El-Nado is back on the corner as well. So like this is going to be on the edge. Like this is going to be a really good defense that's going to keep Davis Alexander guessing and put him under pressure the entire game, and that's exactly what they need.
Well, that's just it. This is our best defense. If you asked me week 1 if we could go into a championship game with that group, that's exactly how I'd want it. Especially how AJ Allen has performed since stepping in for CJ Avery and CJ Rivas moving back to safety. This is a perfect group of guys. We're missing Shane Ray on the edge, but we all kind of expected that at the beginning of the year. His reliability, unfortunately, has not been stellar through his career. So they've played around it, and Baldonado's been a solid D end in his place. So on paper, this is exactly how you'd want it. I'm looking forward to it. And this defense can make life miserable for a very high-powered Montreal offense.
And the big talk, of course, for that Montreal offense is Davis Alexander and that hamstring injury. Is he fully ready? Is he going to be, 80 to 85%? We talked about the treatments. He's getting 4 to 5 treatments a day. He's getting that little Dr. Hose thing where it shocks you. That's part of his treatment. And I was told after we did our live on Friday with Cliffy and Tim with the Flight Deck podcast, Davis Alexander took off in that practice. Normally, people won't report on what they see in practice, especially in a Grey Cup week. He took off. He scrambled, went full speed for not a huge run, but it was a 12, 15-yard run, which when I heard them tell me that, I thought 2 things. One, that proves to him that he's good to go, but it proves to his teammates that he's ready, 100% ready to go. Whether he's 100% or not, I think is different, but he's going to do absolutely everything he can in this game, knowing he's got 6 months until his next game after this. So if you end up hurting yourself, not that we want that to happen, but if it happens, you play through it and you deal with stuff in the off season. So Greg, let's start with you looking at, talked about that matchup, Mike Rose being in on the D line. What do you think we'll see out of Davis Alexander in this one? Do you think he's going to be moving around a lot, or is he going to be just a pocket passer?
He's going to have to play to his strengths. Like that's the way he's going to have to win this. Like I've called him earlier this week a chaotic Nathan Rourke. Can he stand back and throw? Of course he can, but he plays better off the run. He's better at that. I don't want to call it street ball, yard ball, whatever the heck you want to call it, where he can kind of make stuff up on the fly. And that's what's going to be his X factor, so to speak. Like you got to be careful that he's going to make stuff up on the fly. You got to keep him uncomfortable. You got to push that pile. You got to move him around, put him to where he doesn't want to be, and then hope you got the defensive coverage to make sure he doesn't make one of those long throws on the run to like a Philpott or a Rambo.
So what you're saying is Davis Alexander is what everybody thought Trey Ford was last year, the guy who could actually make things happen.
Trey Ford can do that. He just can't do anything else.
I do agree with you though. Like this is how you beat him. You keep him in the pocket and you're going to have more success. You let him get out and give him time and give that receiving core time to get open, especially against our zone. It's not going to go well for us. So you have to make a move, but I feel like there's been too much talk for him to be coming into this game at 100%. And we all know that. And if he's coming, even if he's coming in at 90%, he's going to push it until it's 0. And he should. It's a championship game. If you're not hurt at this point in the season, you're probably not pushing hard enough. So he's going to play and he's going to perform to that level until he can't. The Riders just have to game plan around his strengths. And like Greg said, that is that ability to get outside and make things happen maybe outside of the playbook.
And I don't think it's necessarily trying to keep him in the pocket that's going to be the success for the Riders defense. I think it's the discipline of the D ends. Don't let him get out of the pocket all by himself and give him that chance to scramble around. Don't let him run up the middle. It's about your positioning, Baldonado, Carney, whoever else is going to be rotating at end. I think it's just not allowing him to get room either outside or inside. It's just kind of just being close to him. So whether that means chasing him out or keeping him in.
if you are on the rush, your job not necessarily is to sack him. Yes, eventually it is, but your job is to push him to where another guy is where he's not expecting him to be. So, like I said, just keep him, put him in spots where he doesn't want to be. That is your best bet with him. Contain and make uncomfortable.
Austin Mack, receiver there, is a game time decision. He's also nursing a hamstring injury, but he's also said he's 100% going to play. So I'm assuming that he's going to play for the Owls in this one. Possibly a bigger thing for them is defensive tackle Mustafa Johnson is a game time decision listed on the depth chart. I'm assuming he's going to play, but he's been one of those kind of quiet, big time superstars in the middle of their defense. We saw when he was out earlier in the year that you could run on him pretty well if he's not there, and the pass rush wasn't, where you want it to be. So, I mean, if he's out, great in the sense that it gives Riders a bit of an advantage in the middle there in the trenches, but you can't expect that. I think he's going to be in, and that's a guy that we're going to have to pay a lot of attention to.
Oh, definitely. The offensive line is, because that's going to be Montreal's thing. Trevor Harris ain't a scrambler. They need to move him out of that pocket. So the offensive lines on our end is going to have to stand tall.
Well, and that's an interesting battle to me, is Trevor Harris and this offensive line, this quick hitting offensive play calling that we have here in Saskatchewan against Noel Thorpe's defense, known for their exotic blitzes, their confusing blitzes. He'll bring 9 guys up to the line and drop 6 of them back, and you only rush 3. It's a matter of picking up which ones, who is actually coming, who's going. So to me, that quick hitting game, having a solid run game, doesn't have to be, a Corey Sheets 197-yard rushing game in the Grey Cup here, but having a very consistent run game is going to open things up for this Riders offense. And it might be kind of boring, the whole dink and dunk and take what the defense gives you, but that's going to be a big key for this Riders offense. Steve, what do you make of Trevor Harris going up against that Montreal defense?
Honestly, it's not just the quick hitting style of Trevor Harris. It's also the veteran presence of Trevor Harris. At this point in his career, there is nothing he hasn't seen. He has gone up against Noel Thorpe's defense a countless number of times and has won a fair amount. So I feel like he's exactly who you want back there against a guy or a defensive coordinator like Noel Thorpe. Just that calming presence, that ability to keep things under control. And again, you said it, the dink and dunk is a big part of their offense. Getting those quick plays out so that you're not rushing around is also key.
Geez, I was the mess when we had Jeff Fairholm in there. Greg, you're the mess right now.
For once, it's the IT guy not having problems with his technology. It's the guy sitting in his truck.
2 straight episodes. I got this figured out now.
Turn on your mic and go. So here's one for you. I think it's great for both teams, honestly. Andre Proulx is the head referee for this game. Steve, you seem pretty okay with that.
I love Andre. He is, without a doubt, to me, the best ref in the CFL and has been consistently for quite some time. Most of the hate he gets is because he's a French Canadian in a league where 8 of the teams aren't based in Quebec. And that comes across a lot in the comments you hear when you see him announce. You get a lot of turd and tree jokes. It's like, this is a guy that speaks 2 languages fluently to the level that he can announce a game in both languages.
He learned English to be a ref.
Right? Like, he has put everything into this league. And people forget that the reason he's reffing is because he is the highest graded ref in the league this year. The saving grace isn't what's his name? My God. Tom Valesi. It's funny that I would take the French Canadian guy in a game against Montreal over top of Tom Valesi, but we all know what he said to us a few years back. So,
okay. Last couple things for this before we get out of here. Give me your guys' offensive and defensive X factors. Greg, let's start with you.
Just for the Riders or for both teams?
Just the Riders. This is a Rider podcast.
Screw the Alouettes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Offensively, I'm looking for a big game out of a JoJo. Not just in the blocking, but in the receiving. And defensively, give me AJ Allen. I think he shows up in big spots in big games, so this is where he's going to shine.
Steve?
I don't want to take the easy answer and go AJ Ouellette because that's what I've been doing all year long. You need a big game from him. He can't be the X factor. He has to be the X factor. But I'm going to go off the board a little bit, not too much, and go Dante Myers. And you kind of highlighted a big reason why. He has shown that success against Montreal in the past. He is now that 1A, 1B with Sam Emilus, and he needs to play like it. He comes up in those big spots. We saw it that pass to the 3-yard line against BC. He is the next guy. So him on offense, and on defense, I'm going to go CJ Rivas at safety. It's the first time that we've had a legitimate legitimate hitter back there, somebody who seems to know where to be and how to get there, and he's going to make some plays happen.
Mine on offense, and again, this isn't who's going to have the biggest game, who's going to make a play that's going to stand out to bring the team to victory. Mitch Picton. Whether it's a block, whether it's a catch that moves the chains, he's going to do something that's just incredibly important that's going to result in points for the Riders. And on defense, I was going to pick CJ Rivas because a lot of fans aren't happy with him at safety right now. They're just thinking that he's, the breakdown against Keon Hatcher was on him, and he hasn't really shown out yet. But I'm going to go with DeMarcus Fields. I think he's the other guy in the defensive backfield that is wrongly accused of being the weakest link. But when you have guys like Marcus Sales, Roland Milligan, Tavon Campbell in your defensive backfield, he's not those guys, but he's still a good player, and he's progressively gotten better throughout this year. I think he's ready to make one big time play, an interception, a fumble recovery, a forced fumble, something. I'm looking for Fields to make a big time play. Really quick score prediction. Greg?
Oh, Riders got to win by a touchdown because I can't handle the field goal. 34-27.
Steve?
Riders 306, Montreal 12. No.
That close,
Right. I'm going to go. I think we win this one walking away, and I don't know why. I'm going to go Riders 31, Montreal 12.
I'd be much more okay with that than Greg or mine's predictions. I'm going 28-22 Riders. It'll be a 3-point game, and then Brett Lothar in the last couple minutes is going to just nail a very important field goal to ice it. MVP prediction. Who's the most valuable player of the Grey Cup? Greg?
It's essentially a quarterback award unless AJ goes off, so it's going to be Trevor Harris.
And you said unless it's going to be AJ Ouellette.
I'm going to side with Steve on this one. I have AJ Ouellette in this one. And outstanding Canadian. Greg?
That will be Sam Emilus.
It's hard to pick anybody else in that spot because he's the big play guy.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go AJ Allen.
I
think
hope
he's going to have a couple of picks.
Ooh, that'd be nice. I'm going Keane Schaefer-Baker. I think he'll have kind of that Chris Getzlaff Grey Cup role and just make a couple big chunk plays, move the chains, not necessarily have the best game, but he'll be very important and be the Canadian of the game.
Yeah, the Getzlaff Andy Fantuz role.
Yeah. Well, there we have it. Grey Cup Sunday is here. It's the game is coming up shortly. Nervous, excited, can't wait. One more time this season. Go Riders. Gentlemen, enjoy the game. Greg, enjoy being there in Winnipeg in the nice cushy box suite you have. And
we didn't tell anyone that was supposed to be private. No, yeah, I got box seats, so I'll be definitely sending some pictures that say peasants. So,
As you should.
it'll be
as
like
I
how
should.
feel.
But enjoy the Green Mile tonight, boys.
Ooh, that's gonna be a party. All
It's
right,
gonna be fun.
we'll see you all at the Green Mile. Go Riders!
Thank you for being such a big supporter and fan of the CFL and myself personally.